What up, though? And welcome to the NFL Roundtable Talks, August 12th, 2026 edition. It is good to see you here, MDE. I got my good friend Chicken Nugget.
What is up? What is up?
And I got Megan, the Aussie 12 Go Kroger. And before she hops on that mic, I got to do it one time.
The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
And we got Lions Talk Live in here. Woo! How you doing there, Coach Dan? Right?
Coach Dan, how we doing?
Man, you should share the link with Coach Dan if he wants to pop in.
Oh, definitely. I would definitely do that.
And, of course, we got Jamie Malloy. How are you this week, Jamie?
I'm great.
And Ken the Bear fan. Bedtime for me, LOL. Yeah, I know. You're also a real estate agent, and you start way earlier than I do.
It appears I have a special guest. This is Ellie. Say hi, Ellie. She's decided she wants to be part of the show. Oh, now you're done? Okay.
She realized she was on camera. She got shy.
Oh, she doesn't care.
I know. She's been on the show
She's
with
just
you
like,
before.
oh, you're my human now, so I get to do what I want. She's a senior cat. She does what she wants.
Absolutely. So, we did have a few things to talk about tonight. Bills extend offensive guard Osiris Torrance 4 years, $78.4 million with $46 million guaranteed. Torrance has quickly become one of the league's most reliable interior linemen, anchoring Buffalo's protection and run game efficiency. This extension signals the Bills' commitment to stabilizing the trenches as they continue building around Josh Allen. It also positions Torrance among the highest paid guards in football, reflecting his rapid rise in long-term value. I'm going to start right with you, Jamie. How do you feel about that extension for Osiris?
It's actually a typical Brady B type of extension. I think there's a lot of misinformed people that that tend to give Mr. Bean a lot of shit for certain things. The one thing I'm always going to give him credit for, and a lot of Bills fans say this, the one thing he always does is that he does a great job with, and I think he's gotten better with this year after year, is when he's draft a player, he's always seemed to re-sign a guy, never overpays for an extension above market value with his draft picks. He always seems to re-sign guys that are way below market value, which is smart. He does that in case, other guys, when the bill gets run up, like the James Cook contract he paid for now looks like a steal because that was only 4 years, $48.5 million. He's way below market value now. Terrell Bernard, we kind of paid way below market value minus the injury. And even, believe it or not, 4 years, $78 million for Osiris Torrance now is still way below the guard market because the guard market's going to get really, really high at the end of the season. So Brady Bean's always great at this. He drafts his guys and then he pays them, below market value before the market value goes soaring high. He's always been great. He's always been great at that. And I think that helps with a lot. And I think also the guys that he has on his team know now that, like I said, if they just perform, they're going to get paid. They don't have to worry about getting paid above market value or whatever. That's it. It takes the pressure off of them. They can just go out and play and they know they'll get their money if they need it.
All right. I'm going to start with you, Ken.
I mean, after that, what Jamie said, I think a lot of GMs do that now. You try to sign the guy before their market explodes. They've always tried to do that. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. I think it's good for them. It solidifies their line long term. He's been solid for them. So it's a solid investment. I'd rather sign an extension versus after the year is over. There's risk that goes with that, of course. If you get hurt this year, yeah, you might be out. But on balance, good signing takes care. You take care of your guy in an extension before the season. Your guy is happy. He doesn't care what the market's going to be next year. He just knows he's secure, and that's a good thing. I like when GMs do that. We did that with we just did that with Darnell Wright. In Chicago.
Lions just did it with Jahmyr Gibbs.
Jahmyr Gibbs. Same situation. Jahmyr Gibbs might be a little different, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Lineman longevity is usually there, right? These guys play 8-10 years. So yeah, I think that's solid. I think it's a solid deal for player and for team.
Yeah, Megan, are you there? Yes, no, maybe.
They're still talking how they're going to lose the NFC North this year on their NFC West show.
Interesting how where the NFC West can.
Yeah, no, he was joking around.
Sorry. Yes, I'm still sorting that out. But yeah, what's the question?
What do you think of the Bills re-signing
Osiris Torrance?
4 years, $78 million. It's below market.
Way below what I thought. Can't say I hate it. To sum it up,
No,
I thought it would have been more.
that $46 million guaranteed, I think, was the pushing point because that gave him almost 70% in guaranteed money.
Right. Yeah. For some reason, I had upwards of 80 in my head for that deal. I don't know where that came from. But yeah, I think it's a great deal. I think I want to say they undersold him a little. But I think it's deserved.
But at the same time, he's still one of the highest paid guards in the league, which is an honor to him to be in the top 5.
Exactly. And I don't watch a lot of the Bills, but if he's playing, I will turn my eyes to it to watch him for sure.
Chicken nugget?
Yeah, right about now, I'm watching the Bills right now as we speak, and they're like literally in a third of like a replay game against the Ravens. I definitely want to say, keep your guys. That's the main thing you should do as a general manager. Keep you guys. You don't want to lose out on your core. Keep your core intact, and make sure that you have that value to work through the trenches. If you can't work through the trenches, you won't be able to win games. And he's a very valuable guard to their offensive line. And I respect the decision on keeping him, So he earned his extension and he earned to stay there,
Gotcha. I agree. I think it's a good deal when you can get your guy and pay him to be the long-term answer in the trenches. And if you think about it, the Bills consistently, the guys that they pay more usually is their trench guys. Other than quarterback, of course. Mm-hmm. But who's not going to re-sign Josh Allen?
That was a rhetorical question. I didn't need to answer that.
Yeah, I know. You didn't have to answer it. It was a rhetorical question.
If Jamie's forehead gets any bigger, they might not have the money to sign him.
What about Peyton's forehead? Adam Vinatieri, when he said that at the Hall of Fame speech, that was funny.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
I'm second to Peyton Manning, and remember that.
Hey, that may be, but Peyton's forehead is so big, he doesn't just have billboards. He shows drive-in movies on it.
I'm more than just Peyton Manning. I'm also Big Forehead by Adam Vinatieri Manning. I just made that up.
Right.
Believe it or not, that forehead just made the Hall of Fame. Let's not sit here and lie. It did. First ballot.
Not even first ballot. It was in the moment it was eligible. Not even first ballot, my friends. It was in.
Rapid fire question from the Peanut Gary. Did Vinatieri praise Manning's immense forehead in responses following Jamie Malloy's writing shows and footprint on the earth we live on? That's fire. Fire
yes.
eyes.
And guys, I'm now here. By the
Oh,
way,
good,
so-
good. Hey, there she is.
Yeah,
Did you
man.
Sorry.
got you while you were busy? You did get your intro.
Yeah, I was, as I said, I got the earbuds in, and the left ear's to the round table at the NFC West, and the right ear, so I did hear it. So thank
Okay,
you.
good. Yes, I got to give homage where homage is due. Now on
Well,
to. Oh, go ahead.
at least for the next 4 weeks. What
Yeah,
am I saying?
three and
Back
a
to back.
half. 3.5.
Mhm.
As soon as cut days are over, that don't count anymore.
No, I will be still milking it, and you all know this.
Yeah, I know. But the Lions officially announced Jahmyr Gibbs' extension on Saturday by making it public, by posting the videos. I love what they did. I don't know if you saw it, but they had him sign a 25-foot extension cord. It was really cool. He goes, "What's this?" He goes, Dan in the background says, "You're getting paid." Oh, that was great. But Detroit locked in one of its most explosive offensive weapons, officially announcing a major extension for running back Jahmyr Gibbs. The deal underscores how central Gibbs has become to the Lions' identity, a dual threat playmaker who elevates both the run and pass game. His versatility forces defenses into mismatches, and Detroit clearly sees him as a long-term pillar of their offensive core. The extension also signals confidence that Gibbs' production will continue climbing as the Lions push for a sustained NFC contention. Notice I didn't say championship, contention for it. There's a big difference. Okay, Ken, you can go first. Oh, you got to do that because we saw Yinzer. Look at these Jagwagons. Yeah, that guy is a Jagoff. Okay, how do you feel about that, Ken?
Well, first off, good evening, injured jackwagon. Good. That was good on him. I mean, look at you. You got it's good, but like I said, there's risk because you're adding 4 more years. You got 6 more years to give. That's the good. The
It was 3
bad
years.
and the price. The price. While right now it's the highest paid. Okay, in 2 years it won't be the highest paid. So when it
By
comes
next
in,
offseason, it won't be.
yeah, exactly. But by the time you get to when this contract actually begins, 2 seasons, after the next 2 seasons, the money's not going to be bad. The only thing about this contract, and Bijan too, the running backs. That's it. Their life cycle and the NFL isn't like an alignment. It's not
So
8 to 10 to 12 years. Now look at these kinds of guys who get these contracts tend to be okay to make them. But like I said, that's your only risk on this contract that 4 years from now, he's done and you have 2 years. But the Lions being the Lions and being smart about it, wrote themselves out. They've got outs because the guarantee is what, like the first 2.5 seasons of the extension?
right,
About. So, I mean, they've got outs. But
yeah,
like I
pretty
said,
much.
your only
But
downside here is you're taking him until he's like 28, 29, which in NFL terms is an old man at running back. But that's your only even remotely close to downside on this contract. The rest of it's all up.
So here's
Good.
the good thing. In 2028, even though the average per year is that 22.75, everybody's going, "Oh my God, they're paying him so much money." His actual cap hit in 2028 is only $15.5 million because the signing bonus is $3 million. The base per season salary is 10.25. The option bonus, which is all the incentives, is another $2 million. So that's what counts against the cap. The dead cap is only 17.2. So it's literally $1.7 million more than he makes. That's it. So if it goes sour, they have an out even in year one of the contract. How crazy is that, Ken?
No, I mean that's what I'm saying. It's like it's good. And like I said, the only downside is you get stuck, at year 2 of the extension where it's like he's aged out. Okay, now we got an option. But then your loss is mitigated because of the way they did the contract. So I mean, smart contract, once again, players happy, organizations happy. It's a win-win. And I like seeing more of these types of contracts. We saw it last year. or 2 years ago with Poles and DJ Moore, and then we trade them, but still happy. I like seeing these contracts. They're happy contracts. They're not, player dominated or organization dominated. They're contracts where everyone's happy. They're all happy. The only
Yeah,
thing
so
that I worry
the
about with some of these contracts, you get to the final years of
so
the
that
last
first
2
year,
years,
and he'll
I
be
want guaranteed. That's the only thing I worry about.
right. So, anyways, that first year of the contract, he's only 26. The second year of the contract, he'll be 27. The third year of the contract, he'll be 28.
And then 29 for the final.
So he actually doesn't even hit that past the prime in that 3-year contract.
It's a 4-year,
No,
isn't it?
it's 29 to 30 is when they have the drop.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
a
so yeah,
3-year. It's only a 3-year.
Depending on health, he's right at the end of his usefulness for a top end running back. Yeah. So it's not a bad
Unless
contract.
your name is AP, Derrick Henry, or Christian McCaffrey.
Or
Those
Frank
are the
Gore.
3 guys and Frank Gore. We all know it wasn't LT. We didn't get to see if it was Barry because he hung it up before he got there. Just before his 29th birthday, he said, "I'm done."
A good contract. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, I think it's a great contract. I love the contract. Granted, the cap hits are more in years 2 and 3, but it's really not that much of a balloon because of how low the first year of that extension is at 15.5. Then it's 26.6 2 years in a row. And that sounds like a lot, but when you consider that's exactly what the salary cap goes up each year, basically you just don't get a bonus for the salary cap that year. I'm not wrong.
No, I mean it's not, and look when you're talking long-term math, you got to figure the way, like, one guy will balloon year 3, another guy balloons year 4, another guy balloons year 2. They map this stuff out. I mean, they're going to be just fine for cap too. They haven't bled themselves dry like the Saints did.
Right, because everybody says, "Well, what's this going to do to the 27 cap?"
Well,
I said, "Well, if you look at our cap hit for next year in 2027, right now it says we're going to have 266 million. So
that's a lot of people you got to sign, though.
Actually, it's not. There is still, let me see what that total number is.
The 2027 season, you got 59.6 available. So you meant 28. Nope, 28.
Yeah.
You have 52 million available. 29.
No,
there's not even
looking
a
at the
number.
total cap allocations is 266, which means you have 56 available. That's without the increase. All these projections are without the increases each year. 112 in 2028, 270 million in 2029. 1.5 billion is the projected cap space.
2029 is going to be interesting because right now you're in a void year for Goff, void year for St. Brown, void year for McNeil, void year for DJ Reed, void year for Derek Barnes, void year for Brock Wright, Cade Mays. So yeah, they're gonna have some work to do for the 29th season, but they got more than enough time to get that sorted. A couple years.
Right.
You might have a little bit of time.
That's what I'm saying. These contracts are so friendly that we have coming up that if those guys are still producing, it's not going to be hard to re-sign them and push those void years back again.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that contract for Gibbs overall, Jamie, with it being that 3 years, which is just going to take him till he turns 28?
That's a good contract. Like Ken said, good contract for a guy in a short life cycle, running back. I mean, the player himself, Jahmyr Gibbs, he knows his own body, and he'll know when it'll be time for him and when it isn't. So
Right.
it's up to him, really.
Yep. Megan, you're muted.
Love it.
There we go.
This is the one deal outside of the ones we're waiting for the Hawks that I was praying get done.
I
I've
knew it
always
would
loved.
when he was showing up at camp. But what was funny is, remember last Wednesday when we were on the show before that day before, I heard about him. He planned on coming to camp that Thursday in
Right.
gear. I said, if he's coming to camp in gear, even though he's a hold in and not practicing, I wouldn't be surprised if we hear that he got signed that day.
Yeah, and you know, you always have your players on your team that you hope, like you're praying get the deal. As I said, I'd been watching this one closely and praying for it, and I think it's a good deal. Like Jamie said, he knows his body, he knows when he'll be done. I don't think he'll try and push beyond that. So yeah, good job, Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Great work.
Chicken nugget.
Right about now, I got that Week 13 game circled in. You know, Jameer Gibbs versus Bijan Robinson. I think that is going to be a headline maker for a lot of, fans out there, NFL wise, and even, both fan bases as well. But, for us, I think it's a great move that we have him for the next 5 years within his career. And he's definitely an electrifying running back, definitely a guy that could run it up. And without him, we don't have a firepower offense that can just go out there and get it. So I'm happy to have him here, and I'm satisfied with it. It's a good contract deal.
I think it's, for him being the highest paid running back, I think it's one of the best, well-structured contracts I've seen. I think it's great. And yes, 2029, that particular year is interesting with the people we have on void years, technically not on the team. That's the first year that Amon-Ra is not under contract. That's the first year that Goff technically is on a void year, not under contract. All those things come into play.
So can you explain that to me? Does
void
that
year?
mean the contract's voided, so you're not paying them?
No.
Is that what I mean?
A void year means that you push some of the guy's money to the back end after his contract runs out, so it keeps your cap hit low during the contract. So he's still getting paid even though he's not playing.
So okay, here we go. Let me explain it this way. This is explained by Over the Cap. So for the 2029 season, Jared Goff is a void year. He has 0 prorated bonuses or options or regular roster bonuses or salary or per game or workout bonus or other bonus or guaranteed. He has a cap number, though, of $16 million.
Right.
If the Lions were to cut him pre or post June 1st, there's 0 dead cap, and they save $16 million. That's all it is. He's basically, for all intents and purposes, a free agent.
Okay.
Right. He's a free agent. It's not it. And because it's like his third contract, if I'm not mistaken, because this was a restructure, and it was a restructure, not an actual extension. So they restructured it to put the void years on the back to free up cap space, so we had room to get some guys this year. It was one of the things that I said was going to happen right away. And I literally almost called the number down to the penny when I was on Ken's show that morning before I went live, because the contract actually broke while we were live that night. I said, they're going to clear $30 million. I think he's going to sit. I don't know how many times I said it, Ken. I said, I just feel like $30 million is that number they're going to take off his cap, because I think he's worth $39 million as a quarterback per year, not 69. Mm-hmm. Isn't that what I said, Ken?
Brown, though, for example, in his void year, same year, he does carry dead cap of $1.7 million of the 16.
So basically,
that's because they pushed bonus money for him.
So when you have a void year,
you are not on the roster.
You're not on the roster. You're not. But I've just lost the train of thought.
You're still getting money. You're still getting that
Yeah.
money, whatever that money is. Like if it's 16 million, that's what Goff is going to get paid, even if he just decides, hey, I'm going to take a year and travel with my wife. He still gets that
Yeah,
16 million.
So not every void year will have a dead cap hit.
No,
am I right?
it's
Correct.
whether or not they pushed bonus money
Right,
into the void
okay.
year
Right.
to lessen
Okay.
the cap hit even more. Because some of these guys
Right.
get that really big bonus where you look like, wow, their bonus is bigger than their salary. Well, that's because they pushed all the bonus money into void years.
Right. Okay. Yep.
If
Okay.
that makes sense, how I'm wording it for you now.
No, it makes perfect sense. But when Ken said this player's getting 1.8 million dead cap, it's like, hang on.
Yeah,
You just
because
said
they
Gibbs was
That's because for that year they moved 1.8 million of his bonus money.
they shuffled it
They
around.
shuffled it so it didn't count towards the cap while he's on the roster, basically.
Right. Okay. Cool. Thanks.
Now on to our next order of. Oh wait, did everybody talk
I
on?
was going to
the
say,
Gibbs?
did
Yeah,
Nuggets
we did.
speak?
Yeah, he spoke.
Yep, got everyone.
Yep.
Okay. Ravens cornerback Nate Wiggins had an injury scare, but the MRI and the ultrasound showed no structural damage, so he might be good to go as of week 1, unless he lands on the physically unable to play list, which means they can't activate him till after week 2 for practice only. If I remember the new rule
That's
correctly.
right. Yeah.
So Baltimore avoided a potentially devastating setback when second-year quarterback. I don't know why I keep saying rookie. Second-year cornerback Nate Wiggins, who was carted off during practice with a left leg injury, was later confirmed to have no structural damage. The Ravens have high expectations for Wiggins, whose speed and coverage instincts were expected to immediately boost their secondary. While the scare raised needed concerns about depth, the positive medical update keeps Baltimore defensive plans intact. The team will likely ease him back in the action, but the long-term outlook remains encouraging. How do you feel about that, Chicken Nugget?
I think injuries are a shaky part of the game, and you just gotta figure out a way to have the next man up out there that can handle things. While Nate Wiggins is gone. I mean, I'm not so sure of the injury result is, but I do think that if he does come back and he shakes back from it, he'll be definitely 100% sooner rather than later.
It went from possible MCL and PCL, if I'm not mistaken, is what they were afraid of, to just a strain. So, and it was a grade 1 strain, which grade 1 doesn't require surgery.
I definitely don't think it was. I just think it's shaky. I'll just say it's shaky to have it, but hope to see him back on the field soon.
Megan?
As a quasi Ravens fan, my heart was in my throat when I saw MCL, ACL. I thought, oh, you have to be kidding. But as I was saying to a Cowboys friend of mine, we played the Cowboys and we're like, let's have a great game, no injuries. I was very relieved to see before I went live on the other stream that it wasn't, that it was only a grade 1 strain, which is not good, but given the catastrophic possibility of what it could have been, I'll take a grade 1 strain any day of the week and twice on the weekend. So very happy to hear it. I don't think he'll go onto the pup list. I think it'll be day by day, week by week as usual, and I'm hoping to see him week 1, if not week 2 for sure. But I'm just happy it wasn't major.
Right. Jamie Malloy.
Luckily the injury wasn't major, but I mean Nate Wiggins, that's a guy you don't want to lose for Baltimore, especially even without what's his face with John Harbaugh being there, you got Jesse Minter as your head coach, who obviously was the defensive coordinator for Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers. So they're still going to be playing, that Harbaugh style D where you play man-to-man cover corner. Nate Wiggins, I think, is a stout man cover corner. So, yeah, MCL and ACLs are never a good thing. Injuries are going to happen, but those are scary if you don't catch them and deal with them properly.
Right.
Yeah, I agree, Jamie. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been
what's your
so
take?
much worse.
Just par for this preseason. I mean, they avoid the big injury. That's good for them. We'll see how, we'll see. I mean, this is also
But-
the time of year where they'll tell you it's a grade 1 when it's not even a grade 1, just because, well, they can, and they want, hey, any advantage they can get for even week 1, they're going to get. So we'll let people think he might not play in week 1, but he might not go on the PUP list, but it's questionable because it's going to be week by week when he's going to be fine. So
Right.
that's
Okay.
the other part. The gamesmanship at this part of the stadium or season is next level with these injuries. And
good
I'm
point.
happy if that's not serious and that he's not going to miss significant time, if any time at all. But I also just, err on the side of there's probably some gamesmanship going on too.
That's a great point. Yeah.
So, yeah, there could be some gamesmanship, but with a rookie head coach, they tend to be a little more transparent with things than some of the more seasoned coaches.
He's a Harbaugh guy.
But he's not just a Jim Harbaugh guy. Don't forget, he was the linebackers coach for the Ravens before he went to become the defensive coordinator of Michigan. So
That's
he's
what I
already
mean.
familiar with that Ravens style of defense, where he studied under the defensive coordinator who's actually the Seahawks defensive head coach.
Let's fire our head coach and bring in a head coach that comes from his tree and just like him and see what
I
happens.
mean, are we speaking on Mike McDonald, one of the youngest head coaches to ever win a Super Bowl?
Yep.
Won its second year. Second year. Just saying. My boy Mike.
Yeah, before that, wasn't it Mr. McVay?
I believe so. We were talking about that yesterday. Yeah, I think so.
Right. So yeah, I think it's funny that McVay did it his third year, because he had
Third
2
year.
years of golf than Stafford,
Yeah.
and then Mike McDaniel, he kind of did the same thing.
Mike, hang on, time out. Mike who?
McDonald, excuse me. He kind of
Thank
did
you.
the same. Please don't. Anyways, he kind of did the same thing with what he did there. He got a veteran QB who had a great year that wasn't wanted on another team. The difference is they didn't have to give anything up to give him. Minnesota let Sam Darnold walk out the door when he had 4,500 yards and 30 touchdowns for him and less than 10 picks the year before.
Jog my memory. Was it who went in after Minnesota let Sam go? I am just completely blanking.
He called himself 9.
9? Oh, wait, he's injured again. 9! Oh, wait.
And
No, who?
JJ McCarthy is who took over.
It was McCarthy. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
9.
Yeah.
He said, call me 9, his number. But anyways.
But
what
now.
I'm
I thought you meant 9 as in no in German.
Yeah, you stole my thunder. I was just getting ready to say this there.
Sorry.
The mighty midget known as Kyler Murray is already named the starter of the Minnesota Vikings because JJ has looked that bad all preseason.
Can I just say, what's the over and under on JJ being back by week 2? Just asking for a friend.
JJ's healthy. He lost the starting job to Kyler Murray in camp.
Oh, I heard JJ had an injury. I don't know.
That was last year. He's that bad.
Okay.
He's playing horrible.
No.
Kyler Murray said he wants to change his number to 7. Guess why?
So he doesn't share the same number as JJ?
No, because 7, 8, 9.
Oh, gotcha.
He wants to wear number 7 because he 8, 9. JJ McCarthy, meaning he beat him out for the job. That was a
Minnesota misses
well
Sam
played.
Darnold. Wait, here we go. Minnesota misses Sam Darnold like a drunk misses his free beer card at the Anchor Bar on Thursday nights. What would the Vikings give to have Sam back as of last year as having to count on Mini-Me?
Exactly, MDE.
MDE is comment gold tonight.
Yeah, he is.
MD
I love it.
on
I love his
fire.
comments.
Except he spelt Darnold the wrong way, but it's MDE, so I'll give him a pass once.
Yeah. No, he spelled
but
it right. He just put an
only once.
apostrophe in there.
Well, I'm being generous, Jamie. Usually never, but to that point, what do you think after last year with Sam? Minnesota's thinking, damn, we could have.
Well,
wait.
simple.
It gets better than
When's he
that
got
because
fired?
think about it. The guy that got hurt after week 8 last year for Indianapolis threw for more yards and more touchdowns than 9 did.
I mean, but
Daniel
to answer your
Jones.
question simply, was he got fired?
Sorry, Ken. I had a truck got past. I couldn't quite hear you there.
He said,
Wesley,
Oh,
the general
yeah,
manager got fired. There's
Yeah.
your short answer. They fired their GM.
Yeah, but I'm saying, do you think, and I do firmly believe, Minnesota regrets letting Sam go now?
Well,
But
yeah,
let's
that's
put-
why they fired their GM.
that's why they.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
What we were trying to say is, you know those videos that they do with the little Lego Batman making fun of teams when they get blowed the hell out, going ha 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 ha. You know how when the one Dallas Cowboys fan is upset and slams his hand and goes, God damn it! That was Kevin O'Connell when they drafted 9.
Nice.
Oh, I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
Because
Yep.
I remember when they showed them on the stage and he did not look happy standing next to JJ McCarthy. And I said, this is not going to go well. Everybody's like, what do you mean? He's a quarterback whisperer. I said, he's never had to whisper a rookie quarterback. Never. He's a guy for resurrecting a veteran's career. That's why I have hope that Kyler Murray might be better than we all think. But at the same
Couldn't
time,
be any worse.
yeah, he can't be worse. He can't be worse than Max Brosner.
Well, he could be,
last
but
year.
I mean, Call of Duty. There's a new Call of Duty that's releasing, and they do got to get him out of the tree for making cookies with the other elves. So,
good point. Yeah, I wasn't thinking the cookie thing. I was thinking the Call of Duty thing because I've already got it, Ken. But yeah, good point. Anyway, let's move on.
On to our next order of business. The Vita Vea holding continues. Agent says a trade is likely, while the GM says I'm not trading them. Period. End of story. Stop calling. So Tampa Bay's standoff with star defensive tackle Vita Vea escalated as his agent publicly stated that a trade is the most likely outcome. Vea has been participating in a hold-in, attending camp, but not team activities, which is to contract frustrations and a lingering back issue. So he's technically not even healthy. That's one thing. So technically, by the NFLPA's CBA, he can't be traded if he has a health problem. That's what the Ravens used about a health problem they used to blank the trade with Crosby. Remember?
Yeah. Yep.
The Buccaneers insist they have no intention of trading him, but tensions are rising. Losing Vea would dramatically reshape the Tampa's defensive identity and could push the franchise toward a broader roster reset. This is a horrible thing to have for Todd Bowles' team, a standoff between the GM, their biggest defensive star, because let's face it, the rest of them are gone. I mean, what is that? Sean Bunting Combs or whatever his name is, the safety, that's about the next best one on the roster on the defense.
It's a mess.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct.
So if that happens, if Vita Vea gets traded, expect an exodus of the veteran high dollar guys that can be traded to go before the deadline.
That's what I was thinking. What happens, JB, if the standoff, no trade, we want to trade? Like, how does that get broken if they're still
Well, put it
like
this way, Vita Vea isn't stupid and he won't miss his game checks. That's why it's a hold-in.
right? But
I mean,
but
not
I'm
healthy
saying,
anyway.
but I'm saying if they're stubbornly, we want to trade. No, you're not being traded. Like, yeah,
Well, then
he wants
going
to.
to play. That's the
The reason why
the
reason why they do
team
a
is like-
hold-in. Oh, sorry.
The team's
Go ahead.
like, we're not going to trade you. The man, his agent's just trying to create something, create market, create movement. Oh, but the trade is imminent. And the GM's like, yeah, I'm telling people don't even call me. So here's what happens. The season starts. Vita Vea is like, well, I still want to get paid and I'm healthy, and he'll play. That's what's going to
Right.
happen. And then he'll
Yeah.
become a free
Okay.
agent at the end of the year, and they'll be like, deuces. But I mean, there's no trade unless the agent can say whatever he wants. It doesn't matter what the agent says. What's the GM telling you?
The GM has
Right.
already said, I don't want to trade him. Why? Todd Bowles is on the hot seat this year. They can't afford, Todd Bowles cannot afford to lose a star player to a trade in a year where he needs his best defensive player in the trenches. Because Kalijah Cansey can't stay on the damn field.
And then it makes it harder for the GM to fire Bowles if the defense sucks after you just traded Vita Vea. It's like, dude, of course my defense wasn't good. You just traded my best player. So
Right.
it's kind of like they have to keep Vita Vea to really judge their coach. So from an organizational standpoint, I'm like, dude, you're 30-some years old. You can want to trade all you want. We're not going to give it to you. No, by the way, you're hurt, needing treatment every day, not practicing. So the hold in is actually good for you and us. So, your agent can sit there and say all the little crappy little BS stories he wants and fill the internet full of clickbait. But you're playing with us week one. Get used to it.
So I love this comment by MDE. Tampa, with the fact they won't pay Baker and now they are treating their top player on either side like a lazy bum cousin sleeping on your couch, hurts not only now, but any future free agents to Tampa Bay.
I wonder what the holdup, though, on Baker's contract was, because we don't know. It's not like they were in negotiations. We just don't know what the holdup was.
All we know is it stalled, and he says, screw it, I'm going to practice. This will work itself out either in the season or after. That's all he said. And he even admitted he'll play on the tag. Yep. Well, considering the top guy makes $60 million and the third guy makes 55, because there's a tie like between the top
he'll get like
3 after him. So he'll get $57.5 million on the exclusive franchise tag. If they do the transitional tag, I think it's an average of the top 10. He'll still get almost $50 million.
So did Baker have a number that he wanted that Tampa's saying no to?
Well, he was signed to a 2-year contract that was only about $56 million, if I remember right. So he's making around 28. He wants to make average starter money, which he deserves for what he's done for him.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, and on the other flip of that too is Baker said several times, it's not about the money. I've got money. He wants stability, is what he wants. So to me, it sounds like he doesn't care if it's 55 or 60. To me, it sounds like they offered him 40, but gave him 5 years and 4 of it was guaranteed. You're like, okay, cool. I think he's looking for longevity and guarantee versus high dollar amount.
Basically, if you think about it, Baker was shuffled around like Sam Darnold before he got to Tampa Bay.
That's what I was thinking.
I think he wants a contract that'll take him to the end of his career. I don't think he wants the height. I think if they did $40 million a year, 75% guaranteed for 4 years, so he can ride it out till he's 33, 34 years old and just be done, he'd take it in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a different animal because, with him, he's about the team. He's like, I've got money. I just want stability. And he just had a baby, right? They just had a baby. We saw that on quarterback, right? He just wants stability for his family. He loves Tampa. That much is obvious, too. He's like, just commit to me for 4 years. Give me a good guarantee, probably. And that's probably, think about it. What do most contracts get hung up on? The guarantee. I have a feeling that this is no different and that they will resolve it, pretty darn quickly when the season's over. Because he said, I don't even want to talk about it. That doesn't mean they won't talk to his agent and make it so that when the season ends, it's ready for him. But I don't think he's going to be a problem. Vita Vea wants one more bag at his advanced age because he knows he's at the end.
Good point.
So it's a little different situation.
Yeah. No, I just wondered what Baker sort of what he was aiming for. But yeah, as you said, Ken, 2 completely different situations.
Right.
And Baker wanting stability for the family makes sense.
Yep. Congratulations to the Yankees. They beat the Mariners.
I'm torn. I want the Yankees to win, but I'd like the Mariners to put up a fight 10-5, maybe not.
It sounds like they fought like the schoolgirl that was being bullied. The
What,
Mariners.
bitch slaps and handbags at 10 paces? What?
Yes.
Pretty
yes. Exactly.
A little bit of this,
So-
maybe?
It is time for most fans' favorite part of the show. We are at that point where we're at the end of it. I just got to find the right graphic here. I think this is it. Nope. Don't.
Still
Where'd it
pressing
go?
buttons, JB.
Yeah, I hear it. That wasn't me. That was Mr. Ken there this time.
Oh,
He has
well,
a
someone's
soundboard
pressing
that's very
buttons.
similar
Lock
to
and
mine.
Rapid
load.
fire.
Lock and load.
We're ready for some rapid fire.
Let's go.
There it is. I had to get the right
Let's get it.
graphic up there. Hey, loading is a yacht. There
You're
we
the wrong
go.
one loaded.
Both metaphorically. Oh,
Yeah, I did.
That's a bit fire. I like that. Pardon
Yeah.
me,
Now I
Tom.
can get the sound with the right graphic.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, and just for Smoking Dad, even though he isn't here, can you play that for me? Because I miss it. There we go. On off of headline mount one, is Torrance now a top 5 guard in the NFL? Fire or ice? Chicken nugget.
Fire. I'd have to say fire.
Megan.
Fire.
Jamie.
What was the question again?
Is Torrance right now a top 5 NFL in guard?
Fire, and I know that's a Bills bias, but it's fire.
Oh, everybody else saying fire too.
Everybody else
Ken
says
say.
it.
Okay.
Ken?
Not a raging inferno, but fire.
It's smoldering. How's that?
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
raging inferno. It's not a volcanic explosion, but it is on that because I think he's either 4 or 5 on that top 5 list, if I remember right. So, yes, it is smoldering. Does this extension make Buffalo's offensive line legitimately elite? He was already on it. And I think they ranked somewhere towards the upper teens to low, like 11 or 12. Wasn't that right, Jamie, last year as far as pass and run block? It was right around, I think it was 12th actually, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So does it make this offensive line legitimately elite, fire or ice? I'm myself, before you guys even start, I'm going to say lukewarm. Ken?
I'm going to go with the Caleb Williams doing the ice thing there. No, it doesn't make him elite. It makes him still pretty good.
Right. Jamie?
Lukewarm.
Megan?
Lukewarm heading towards ice. Not elite, but not dog dirt either.
Right. Chicken nugget?
Ice water.
Okay.
Oh, a little fluidity there.
Fluidity.
Oh, I think I know the answer of this one because this is off of headline too. Is Gibbs worth being paid like a top tier offensive weapon? Fire or ice? Chicken nugget?
Absolutely. Hot and ready. Fired.
Homer.
Megan?
Burn, baby, burn. Fiery like the ninth depth of hell. Fire.
Jamie?
Jahmyr Gibbs is on fire, baby. Fire.
All right. Ken?
I'm going to say fire, but I'm going to add an asterisk. Fire, but if they don't get their other running back situation healthy and squared away, I worry about his health because they're going to have to overuse him this year, which will hurt them long term. But he's still fire. Burn
Burn out today. Burn out tonight. Yeah, it's fire.
Oh, good God. Can you warn me when you do that, JB? I'll take my headphones out temporarily because I think I just burst an eardrum.
Hey, I'm burning,
I'm not.
I'm burning for you. Come on, that's a
That's
great
better.
song.
Great song.
It's the same song. The other
No,
line was the hook.
sorry. I meant great volume.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Gibbs is more infernal than Taco Bell hot sauce at 2:35 a.m. on a Friday night. That's right. It's not just hot. It's Diablo.
I'm not going to ask how you know that, MDE. Fragile mind can't cope with
Will
that.
Wiggins be a week 1 starter despite the injury? Fire or ice? Ken?
I'm going to say fire. I'm going with a little bit of gamesmanship here.
Jamie?
Fire.
Megan?
Burn, baby, burn. He's there week 1.
Chicken Nugget?
I'll lean towards fire because he'll definitely be out there rocking and rolling.
I'm going to go lukewarm. And the only reason why I say that, until he takes the field prior to it, I'm not going to believe he's going to be playing week 1. So I'm saying there's a chance, but I don't know right now because he's on that week to week. It's not a day to day, it's week to week basis on the injury. So does this injury scare prove Baltimore needs more veteran cornerback depth? Fire or ice? Chicken Nugget?
Ice.
Megan?
Ice. They need young players. The veterans, not so much.
Yeah, they think they wish they could dump Marlon Humphrey's contract right now. But anyways, Jamie.
I guarantee it.
Ice.
Ken?
What team doesn't need more depth? But I'm gonna make that a hot tea with an ice cube in it. There we go.
Oh, so it'll be tepid. Gotcha.
Tepid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's ice because they do have some veteran corners on that roster, but the veterans don't do that great. So I think they do need more youth. I think they should have went with a couple more corners in this draft. Ooh, there's a spicy nugget. Baltimore is in for a rough season. 6-11 will be the final record, and you can light a match and set that on fire. And Megan's not far behind him. She goes, I have him 7-10. Oh, I did miss a headline. Colts Alec Pierce will miss 4 to 6 weeks. And the Bears safety Kobe Bryant that they got out of free agency from the Seahawks is going to miss 4 to 6 months needing knee surgery.
Already had it.
Will the Colts offense noticeably regress without Pierce early? Fire or ice, Ken?
Fire.
Jamie?
Fire.
Megan?
Fire.
Chicken?
As I touch this stove and it's burning hot, yes, fire.
Didn't your mama teach you any better to turn the damn thing off and wait a minute? No, just kidding.
No, my father taught me, JB, to that point, my father taught me, I leave it on for a reason. It's up to you to decide whether you want to touch it to find out the reason.
Oh. You say the reason, and all of a sudden I start thinking of that song by Hoobastank.
Yes, I just did too.
As soon as you said it, in my head, I had, I'm not a perfect person. And I was like, no, stop.
Let's not get it out of there, no. Great mind. You should be scared though. Great minds think alike.
Does Kobe Bryant's injury sink Chicago's secondary depth chart? I'm going to start with you, Chicken.
We're talking fire and ice, right? fire, or ice, right? Let me go fire.
Ooh, Megan.
Ice. Seen it. Been there, done that. Got the t-shirt from Seattle, so ice.
Jamie.
Ice.
Ken. I know where you're going.
Oh, it's ice. They signed Xavier Woods, whose PFF grade was literally 0.1 difference between Kobe Bryant. He has 65.4 now at PFF. But last year, 2 interceptions, 1 pass defend, and about half as many plays. Kobe was 4-2 and almost twice as many plays. So while losing Kobe hurts, they signed an adequate replacement, and you still got Tiemann sitting back there. Now look at with Tiemann, he's a rookie, first round pick. You expect he'll be good, but until I see it, so for me, it's really very little change to what the Bears' defensive secondary was going to look like.
Pack Babe. She's in.
Goalie.
Yoli. Hello,
So
my
before
dear.
I do that, I got to do it.
What's
Hi,
going on?
Goldie.
What's going on, Yoli? With that being said, Ken the Packer fan, my question
What?
is,
Packer
within
fan.
those
Ken the Bear.
4 to 6 months, is it really gonna, hurt and sting that secondary of the Chicago Bears? Because I know they were building so much chemistry with them,
Yeah,
but
you
who's
just
gonna
signed
step up and to that forefront?
Well, I
no,
just told you.
They just signed Xavier Woods because he was still a free agent. He's a little he's on the backside of his prime, but he's still a very good player who did very good by PFF. I think he was ranked like the 15th best safety last year.
Yeah,
So-
really, the
last night,
question isn't about losing Kobe Bryant as much as it is Spider-Man. If Spidey isn't playing, that defense is completely different. I think Kobe, okay, yeah, he's a free agent. Camp just started. They had some OTAs. You're talking about building cohesion. They hadn't built that much yet.
So I'm going to say it's tepid. It's not freezing cold, but it's not burning
It's not
hot.
burning hot.
I'm going to say it's tepid because I still think the guy they're going to miss the most was the guy they let walk in free agency in Nashawn Wright.
yeah, and you don't want a guy like that
yeah.
gone. And then on
Yeah,
top
but
of that,
once
it's
again,
like,
though, once again,
and
none of
then
that had to do with the question.
and then on top of that, it's like I haven't seen Xavier Woods since he played with the Cowboys. So I mean, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, but
got to see where that goes.
Numbers
I haven't-
wise, you signed a competent replacement.
I saw Xavier Woods a couple weeks ago on SmackDown when he's a part of New Day. Oh, wrong Xavier Woods. Sorry. But anyways, headline 5. Is Vita Vea actually going to be traded this season? Fire or ice? I'm going to start with you, Ken.
Ice cold, icebergs. You could sink the Titanic on it. It's so cold.
Yep. Jamie.
Ice, like negative 300 degrees Fahrenheit.
Absolute zero.
Pluto
Gotcha.
ice.
Absolute zero.
Yep. Megan.
Ice, baby. No chance.
Dun, 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 dun. Chicken
Yeah,
nugget.
don't. Don't.
Just like the rest of the panel, I definitely will go with ice.
It's so cold. His nugget sauce is frozen.
Oh, I thought you said his nuggets were frozen.
Yeah,
and I'm
that's where I
like,
thought he was
don't.
going to. I was like,
Don't.
Yeah. Look, I definitely said with the rest of the panel, it's all ice. It's just nothing but ice.
So cold that sweet and sour sauce is frozen like a rock.
It's cold like Pincedo.
Oh, good Lord, Ken. You know what I'm thinking of, and it's not. Let's not.
Well, you have a
move
dirty
along.
mind there, Megan.
okay.
Hey,
So
Catholic. Hang on. I'm a Catholic girl, Ken. A Catholic mind is a terrible thing to waste. A Catholic schoolgirl mind is a terrible thing to waste. You were saying?
I'm going to say that this is so cold that even Vanilla Ice says, damn.
Damn. I
But
just
that
can't
is
see.
your rapid fire takes. Now we're going to go to my town, and I'm going to talk about something that I heard on our local radio station about a recently released cornerback who had a little bit of a sketchy offseason. The Seahawks tried out Terrion Arnold, and Mike McDonald says he loves him and loves what he saw on the field. So, oh yeah, he said it in an interview on the NFL Network today.
And we just saw it on Hard Knocks today.
I was going to say, he might have said it, but the body language on Hard Knocks told me he needs some heavy convincing. Sorry, I digress.
So I'm just saying there's a chance that he ends up on the Seahawks roster. And it wouldn't be to be an outside corner because they have outside corners. It would be to develop like he should have all along. And I think as a nickelback at 6'1", decent speed, good press man corner skills, can tackle well. I think it would be a very good spot for him.
Watching Hard Knocks tonight, 'cause I watched it just before I watched Reacher and before we did the show. Tonight on my TV history for the last 2 hours. Look at, he's like, does Terrion Arnold improve this team? Undoubtedly.
I'm not sure.
Well, your head coach said undoubtedly. He is sure that he would improve the team. I think for them the question is, then the next thing he said was like, okay, how would this go over in the media? How controversial would this be? And I think that's why you haven't heard much yet since he went and worked out, because they're kind of clearing the wickets. Like, how bad is this going to be? What kind of legs? What are the odds? And then how can we spin this so that we don't get, especially being in Seattle of all places, that we don't get protested into oblivion in Seattle. And I think really that's what they're doing right now. They're making sure they can ink the deal and not have a million protesters at their front door tomorrow.
There's a problem with that. I hear what you're saying, and as one who obviously is a Seahawks fan and has seen this with other players, John Schneider has said if any player has off-field what he calls character issues, no matter how good they are not considered to be Seahawks. However, sorry, JB.
I was going to go, he's not convicted yet. So they really
that's what I was about.
They can't hold it against him. And the fact that second judge, the one that's actually presiding over the federal case, made it sound like the evidence is a little more sketchy than everybody thought it was. I think that's going to lean in his favor to signing with another team.
That's what I was about to say. So I myself am not convinced, and we spoke about this at length yesterday on our member stream. Now, I don't hate the idea of Arnold coming to Seattle. I don't hate it. But given, fair point, innocent till proven guilty and all of that.
Yep.
I don't know that I want that hanging over the team. Even if he's innocent.
Well, here's the thing. The court date won't be till the next off season, so you could probably get him on a cheap 1-year prove it deal, and it would never be a headache.
Yeah, and that's, I think, from what I understand watching Hard Knocks last night when Mike is going, oh heck no, to hearing this morning, I think that's what they're probably thinking. 1 year minimum kind of deal. Let's see how it goes.
Well, it'll be a year with options depending on the court case. But look, at the end of the day, I think while people can respect what the Detroit Lions did in cutting them so quickly, at the same time, it's like, ye have little faith in your players. Now look, Detroit's in a different situation because they had the betting this, and they had a couple other issues over the last couple of years, and this would have piled on with them.
Yeah,
that's why they did it so quick. So I mean, for them. For the Lions, for some people in Lions fandom, it's like, man, did we do this too early? And my answer is, yeah, you kind of did, but I understand why you did.
Right. Yeah. I kind of said the same thing when it happened. I said, I get why they did it, because as an organization, whether she changed her name or not, the Fords have never put up with anything criminal, whether the person was convicted or not.
Same with Seattle.
But at the same time, you have new ownership.
Yes, and that's why I'm wondering about what they think of it.
So basically, JB, what you're telling me is the Packer fan made all this happen, and then it's all going to disappear just to get him off the Lions, so that the Packers may eventually beat the Lions for once.
Well, they did beat us
Ooh.
both
That's
times
my
last
story, and I'm
year.
sticking to it.
But so that was my town story for you, Megan, is that there's a chance, and I'm not saying he will be, but he could
No.
be a Seahawk this season. And I'm
Yeah.
nowhere am I saying he will be. There's a chance.
no.
He tried out with the Texans, but the Texans have a very deep secondary. They really didn't need somebody like Terrion Arnold because they are 4 deep already. And you don't want to bury somebody with that type of talent in the depth chart, is what I'm getting at.
You know, honestly, in my opinion, he needed that change of scenery. It was needed.
Yeah, because
honestly,
there was a lot of fans here that turned on him quick, started calling him a thug, even though he had absolutely no record of any of this stuff prior to this offseason.
Right.
He did not have any problems at Alabama or in high school. He didn't hang out with thugs. He was a good Christian boy. And it's just weird how it all went down. That partying in Key Largo near the Clearwater area at a strip club led to a stripper and 3 guys kidnapping a guy and then saying he put him up to it.
I just want to know something as the team that he may potentially come to, if that. As I said, I'm not sold on the idea yet, taking all of that into consideration. If he signed with the Seahawks, how do you see him being used by us?
I said a nickel corner because you got 2 good outside corners. I think he'd be your nickel corner because he's at that 6'1", so he'd be a taller nickel corner and a quicker one. Because your nickel corners are usually really small, fast guys. Where instead of your medium build at 6, I think he's 6'1.5" actually when I met him, if I remember right. And he could have grown. Because don't forget, he came out at 20, turning 21. People still grow. Men still grow sometimes till they're 24 years old. He could be 6'1" or 6'2" now, and we don't even know it because they don't ever adjust that until like they get to their second contract, and then they take all their measurements for the back of the cards again. But that's why
he could be definitely undersized. He could be undersized, upper size, whatever, you know.
Because as I said, we were talking about it on our members stream for the Hawks Nest.
You know, it was if TA wasn't a Lion, no, they wouldn't be chasing him. And I'm going to say that now because look at it this way: the Isaiah Buggs situation that happened the year before. After we found out that he did what he did, the Lions did not waste time. They cut him immediately. And he was actually convicted that offseason and got sentenced community service and probation, could still play in the NFL, went somewhere else and was total straight booty cheeks.
Right. No, I'm just interested because I'm not opposed to it if it happens. I just couldn't see. So you're thinking nickel corner.
So
look at this photograph. Anyway, go.
So, like,
I say
it's no different than the Cam Sutton situation. We signed him to a 3-year contract. We found out what happened with his girlfriend, and they did give it due process. They waited till they heard there was a felony nationwide manhunt warrant, and they didn't wait for him to leave the building. They said,
they showed him the door.
You're fired. Get the fuck out.
Right. Yeah. Look, I'm not going to hate it. I'm just looking at some of his numbers. I wouldn't hate it if it happened.
Because if you look at his last 4 or 5 games he played last season, the fact that within that span he only had 1 defensive holding, he had no pass interferences, he got the first interception of his career, and he held 3 top 5 wide receivers to under 50 yards and 0 touchdowns while on the field. And I'll name them for you: Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and CeeDee Lamb.
Can't hate that.
He got hurt during that Dallas game is when he left. And that's when CeeDee Lamb broke out.
Well,
because it was early in the game.
As I said, I needed some convincing, but then reading, those kinds of numbers, I'm like, I wouldn't hate it if it happened.
Yeah, because think about it. If you go up against those guys, You're like, hey, you already played them. You know how to play them.
Yeah, tell us about them. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I still can't. The best stat line he had technically was that Bengals game. During
Remind
that first during the first 3 quarters, he was covering Jamar Chase. I talked to Chicken Nugget about this.
Oh,
And
Yeah,
at that
and he had a
point,
hell of a. He had a.
at that point, Jamar Chase, even with backup quarterbacks, because Joe Thorough was on his back quicker than a mattress actress.
I mean, he had a hell of a game that game. He didn't even allow a single touchdown.
It was 3 of 9, 3 catches on 9 targets for 39 yards, 0 touchdowns, and this is through 3 quarters, so it wasn't just the first half of the game. He had 6 pass breakups, so all 6 incompletions, he broke them up. And as a matter of fact, if I remember right, he would have had his first interception, but Brian Branch did a helmet to helmet that negated it, if I remember right, because he got fined and
Yeah.
the game.
okay.
That's
for
what
the
happened.
Lions-
That's exactly that's what happened that game. And
Okay,
with those 6 pass breakups, it looked good. It looked like a clean slate for TA.
I've got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
And Rams fan, I was diffusing a few bombs. Rams fans in our chat on the NFC West Roundtable were saying if we get Arnold, it's because they've got Miles Garrett and Aaron Donald. I called BS on that straight up. What do you
Nothing to do
think?
with it.
Nothing
Yeah,
to do with that.
Nope. You know what? Last year, everybody wanted to crown the Packers the early Super Bowl champion because they traded for the Parsons right before the end. And we all saw how that ended. And what was my reply to Packer fans prior to the season there, Ken the Bear fan?
I don't care. I remember, like, don't get your hopes up.
I said, come back and after he gets a sack after Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving Day was his last sack versus the Lions. Because 2 weeks later he was out. But anyways, but it wasn't because of injury that I said this. Go back and look at his game splits with Dallas through every season he had before. From Thanksgiving through the end of the season and even into the playoffs, he was a nothing burger on the stat column. I think he had 1.5 sacks through his 4 years in Dallas.
Right.
That's a huge problem to have if your guy is not there at the clutch time.
Right. Yeah.
Don't you agree, Ken?
He's scrolling through his girly picture. Yeah. Excuse me. No, I called BS as soon as Ram fans were starting to say it, and it's like, no.
And has Myles Garrett even returned to practice for the Rams yet?
I don't believe so. So.
So I'm sitting there going, the longer he sits there not practicing, it makes you wonder how much of this it's just a lower leg injury and it's a serious soft tissue injury, and you're going to find out like the day before the season starts when they say, we got to put him on the pup, boys.
What I object to with Rams fans is them saying Donald is going to be the be-all and end-all. How long's it been since he last played?
I'll tell you what, at 80%, if Aaron Donald's able to come back at 80% of what he was the year he left,
that's 100% of everyone else.
Yeah, it's 100% of everybody not named Myles Garrett on that roster on the defensive side of the ball. So, anyway. Will it make them a better team if Darnold comes back? Without question.
Yeah, but what I mean is, he retired 4 years ago, 5. What I'm saying is,
this is the last year before his Hall of Fame eligibility, and I think that's what he's wrestling with.
And the thing is, I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago, physically, mentally, whatnot. They're expecting him to come back as he was when he left. That's
where I question that, Bio, because I think that's going to take, if he was coming back and was 100% in on it, he'd have been back at OTAs when it first came out as a rumor.
Bingo.
because that gave
Yep.
him 6 weeks of getting into game shape.
Nailed
the
it.
fact he keeps putting it off, and he's been at practice a couple times coaching up guys, that doesn't mean he's coming back. It just means that he
Exactly.
supports the
But
team
tell
he
that-
played for.
Try telling that to Rams fans on our chat, JB. They're not going to have a piece of it, but agreed. Anyway, let's move on.
Okay,
Let's move
so
on.
Jamie, what's going on with your Bills other than Osiris Torrance?
They already had the Bills already had their red and blue scrimmage at the new stadium. They had 51,000 people there. That was a record. I actually want to address the whole obstructed views thing that are up in the 400 level. Our president and CEO Pete Guelli said that that's actually very common at newer stadiums, because if you actually go look at, well, Hard Rock's not really newer, but it's newer now when they renovated it, or even State Farm Stadium, a lot of those seats are up in the 400 level. But he also said, if you notice during game day, much like those other stadiums, they don't sell those obstructed view stadiums for football. Those are for only like special events. So he told people that they're not even going to be available on game day. But I think like I said, he said, but they're going to address the problem. And what I think they might do is maybe put a thing that say maybe they'll put a sign that says caution, don't sit there, may obstruct view, or something like that. But yeah, the scrimmage was good, Josh. And then they have their first preseason game this Saturday, taking on the Carolina Panthers, Will's team, or as I call the Carolina Panthers, Buffalo's alter ego now because of Brandon Bean and Joe Brady, DJ
He's not
Moore, Dan Morgan, all the.
He's not here to defend himself, Jamie. Just saying.
No, I think he would agree with me that Carolina's Buffalo's alter ego. They kind of are, in terms of doing many things. Like I said, Dan Morgan was an assistant with the Bills under Brandon Bean before he took the Carolina job and things like that. So anyway, after their preseason game, defensive coordinator Jim Leonard said he's not really gonna, throw a lot. He's not really gonna throw a lot of things at him. But the one thing I do like that Jim Leonard said is he wants to add, he must have been paying attention to what Joe Brady said. And obviously when he was the defensive end for Denver, he said the one thing we're going to work on better is tackling, because he said that was an Achilles heel for the team last year. Even though he wasn't there, he knew that. And then they're going to work on basically better tackling against the run and fundamentals, so that, because he knows the sacks are going to come week one when they run the full scheme. They just want to work on, the tackling, the fundamentals, and stopping the run, so they can at least do that better. And then on Tuesday, the 18th, they're going to have an open practice at the Highmark Stadium for the non-PSLs, and I'm going to be going to that. It's at 8:30 in the morning.
Ooh,
All
nice.
right. Other than injuries, what's going in Darnell Washington's extension? What's going on, Ken, the Bear fan?
I love my head coach. I love it. And I quote, I want to have the highest scoring offense ever, which happens to be the 2013 Denver Broncos. I know how many points per game they scored, and I want to surpass them. I want shutouts. I want blowouts. I love it. I love this coach. And there's two things. A, this is an offense that, well, is uniquely suited to possibly do just that. And B, this is a nice way of him saying, my offense needs to score a shit ton of points because I'm not sure my defense is going to be there yet.
We talked about this morning.
Yep. And
I was about to say that.
But I love that he's coming out with this, giving them something. He's like, look, the Super Bowl, that's great. I want the longest win streak all time. And by the way, that means we have to win everything this year and a bunch of games next year. I don't
Good
care.
luck.
I'm not looking at just this year. I'm shooting past the moon, into the stars, to the Milky Way, center of the Milky Way galaxy where the black hole is, and I want to blow that bitch up. I just love the attitude he has right now, the attitude this team has. Look, there's the injury thing to Kobe Bryant sucked. Extending Darnell Wright, loved it. We play Saturday against the Browns. I don't expect much. It's going to be a bunch of third and fourth string guys because I don't think the first rep team guys even see the field for more than one series at best. But Caleb's looking really sharp in practice. It's practice. But the accuracy with the throwing things and all that looks good. The focus for Ben Johnson this year, last year was about installing the offense and creating some things. This year, he's like, now I'm elevating the offense. I'm keening on the defense with Dennis Allen. And the other rumor, and this is a rumor I've heard, I can't confirm it, but it tracked with what we heard from McCaskey 2 days ago at the high school where they were practicing. There will be a stadium announcement either maybe tomorrow or the next day. So that's a rumor. But dude, I'm happy in Chicago right now, and I love that Ben Johnson dropped that quote. I love it, and you know it speaks a lot to. And in the interview, you need to read the interview. He gives a lot of credit to Dan Campbell about teaching him certain things and certain attitudes. And I just love it. And it's like the competition between them is real, and I can't wait. I can't wait. That's all we got for Chicago right now.
All right. And for our Lions here, I got a quick update about our Tigers. We lost tonight 6-4 to the Cleveland Guardians. But guess what?
Yeah,
But guess what? We're still ahead of them in the standings because we have a
that's
game
what
in hand.
counts. That's what counts, brother.
So that being said, I do got an update on some Lions coaching stuff that happened over the last couple of days because we have hired some coaches. I don't know if you heard.
Hasn't heard.
The Lions have announced multiple front office changes. Dwayne Joseph is now vice president of player personnel. Rob Lohman is VP of roster operations. John Kelleher goes from assistant director of pro scouting to director of pro scouting. Mark Olson is now the assistant director of college scouting and hired former offensive tackle Jamarco Jones as a scouting intern for scouting offensive linemen. I don't mind any of those moves. Jamarco Jones was a solid swing tackle who could occasionally spot start when somebody was hurt. And I believe he's a former Lion as well as a Cowboy. And I even think he was on the Seahawks at one time.
That's why when you said the name, I'm going, oh, okay.
So I think that's a great move. Right now, Pacheco's dealing with a mild MCL strain. Supposedly, he's going to be ready by week 1, according to Dan Campbell. And the best news out of Detroit that I read today, and it came out yesterday, Kirby and Branch may be back earlier than expected in the season. Could be back as soon as week 2 or 3.
How? Some voodoo magic in there?
No, they've been practicing on the sidelines with the training staffs and the coaches.
Nice. Now, jog my memory. What did he do?
Branch had the Achilles tear back at the beginning of December.
Yeah.
Which 8 months, that puts him on track for when Cam Akers, Adrian Peterson, and a few others have actually been able to come back. Because it depends on the grade of the tear or the rupture. If it was a rupture, it would have been worse. But the fact it was a tear means it may not have been all the way.
Was it a clean tear? Because
that's what well, that's the difference in the terminology. There's tear and rupture.
A rupture is a hole.
Bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Very hard to treat. Yeah.
And that reminds me, JB, that Ozzy Trapillo might be back by week 1. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, we talked about that this morning. Yeah. But how do you feel about that news, Chicken Nugget?
I feel splendid about it.
Splendid.
So I think about that. If we get him back by week 2, who do we play week 2? Hi, Jamie. How are
Buffalo
you?
Bills.
Buffalo.
Buffalo Bills.
Jamie's not
how perfect a timing would that be for the Lions defense to get their 2 all-pro safeties back to face off against Josh Allen? Because I think
We're gonna feast.
it is their new
Let's
stadium.
not get too
Wait.
clever.
The Bills fans, the Bills Mafia is one rabid fan base. They're not as rabid as like Philly fans or some of the ones that fight all the time, but they are very passionate about their Bills and they tend to cheer their teams on to victory. But I will say the home openers have kind of been a mixed bag of wins and losses. It's kind of a 50-50 record so far since Josh Allen has been there, correct, Jamie?
Mhm. But we're also in a new we're in a new stadium now that's louder than
Right.
our old building too.
Right.
Right.
That's why I gave credit to the fans there, because they're the ones that's going to drive that. Yinzer, the Buffalo Dollar Bills.
You say that like it's a bad thing, Yinza. Are you jealous, sir? Jealous?
But this has been another episode of the NFL Roundtable Talks. I want to thank all my guests for coming tonight. Chicken Nugget King, Megan Nossi Chubb Goldcrogger, Jamie Malloy, Ken the Bear Fan on X, and I am your host, Smoking Jeremy B, Jeremy Ballrick. I write for the South Florida Tribune. You can find it by going to the little 3 hash marks at the upper left-hand part of the scroll and bring it down to contributors' writings, and then you can see my name. It'll say Jeremy T. Ballrick. I don't think it's a problem that he's still the coordinator, because that's kind of continuity. You don't want to change coordinators every year. Allow him to grow. He was a rookie last year. He was doing better when Dan Campbell was focused on the entire team. Once Dan Campbell had to basically demote Johnny Morton and take over the play calling, he wasn't able to do anything. He's not garbage. I'll disagree at that, because up until that point, we had a top 10 defense. Technically, it was right after that change when Campbell switched that the wheels fell off, injuries piled up, and I'm not using that as an excuse. It was just a combination of a plethora of things that made everything snowball downhill. And the fact that we were second in the league in sacks, and I believe we were 4th in pressures last year, despite this horrible defense that you're talking about, I think he did pretty good, because he did one thing that Aaron Glenn didn't do. He blitzed. That being said, Chicken Nugget, tell everybody where they can find you.
Yes, you can find me on X at CNK313 Sports, and you can holler back at your boy on Instagram, Chicken Nugget King 313, and you can subscribe right here on YouTube. I'm sitting at 406 subscribers, Chicken Nugget King 313, and also you can get at me on Lions Talk Live with Coach Dan and more, and even on Lions Nation Unite when we have our sweaters, t-shirts, hats, you name it, it's all Lions related. Right there on LionsNationUnite.com. Yeah, we about to move on up like the Jeffersons, baby. And game 1 tomorrow for preseason. Going against the Bengals, man. Time to get it going. Let's rock and roll.
Megan, Aussie 12, Goldcrogger, tell everybody where they can find you.
Well, most days you'll find me over on the Hawk's Nest with Brandon Kane and the 12s with a few trolls in there from other teams. We welcome all, boot rarely. I'm also, as I was again today, on the NFC West Roundtable. I am on all social media, about to get the Hawks Nest Fantasy Football League up and running. And of course, I lower my standards. I kid. No, Kent's here, maybe not. To be with you, lovely gentlemen, and Ken. On the NFC Roundtable Talks. And I'm also, as I said, on all social media. And yeah, I'm floating around somewhere for sure.
Ken the Bear Fan, tell everybody how they can get a hold of you.
Of course, you can get me at Ken the Bear Fan on X, and every Monday through Friday right here on Driving to the Top Productions. You can see me on Ken and Joe in the morning. JB will pop in from time to time. We're right here on Driving to the Top. I'll let JB give you all of those places. But if you watch Driving to the Top, you'll catch us on some of those Twitter accounts as well as JB's, as well as, well, I guess I'll say it now, the KCB
Sports
YouTube,
Network.
Sports Network YouTube. But yeah, we're here now. We're no longer, we are completely disassociated with the huddle. We are with Driving to the Top Productions. And you'll catch it, like I said, every Monday through Friday. And then here with JB. And of course, on Driving to the Top Productions, we have the open mic night every Tuesday night, which I tend to make most Tuesdays. Yeah. And on to you, JB.
I want to
Good
thank
morning.
each and one of you for watching. And right now, the longest outro in Roundtable Talks history heads to Forehead, Jamie Malloy.
So you guys can follow me, yours truly, at Bill's Chat One, at Bill's Mafia Chat, and also Jamie Moy, the unbiased journalist, at DJ Dog Tags on X. You can also catch me at Driving to the Top Productions every Tuesday night, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time on for open mic night, and then you starting in late August, Joe Dalio and I will be coming back from our break to start season 4 of the Buffalo Sports Conversation Room. That'll be on Driving to the Top Productions at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time every Tuesday night. And then every Wednesday night, you can catch me here on the KCB Sports Network and on Driving to the Top Productions for NFL Roundtable Talks, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. Catch me there. And then you can also catch me every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time for baseball roundtable talks on the KCB Sports Network on Driving to the Top Productions. And thank you guys very much, Lizzie. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're getting really close to monetization. So for more content on the KCB Sports Network on Driving to the Top Productions, you can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X, or wherever you get your podcast. For all of us here, I'm Jamie Malloy, and this has been another Wednesday night episode of the NFL Roundtable Talks here on the KCB Sports Network on Driving to the Top Productions. I will see you next Wednesday, folks, and I'll also hopefully I'll see you this Saturday for baseball roundtable talks. If not, I'll be at I might be at a Red Wings game. So anyway, I'll see you guys next week. Good night, everybody.
And as always, try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Much love to everybody in the chat. If you're on the X side and you couldn't get your comments to show up, please switch over to the StreamYard side. Click on it there. Go ahead and let's have a conversation, because as you can see, I do address the chat. I don't sugarcoat it. I don't like to blow smoke. I think it's great news about Branch and Kirby being able to return sooner rather than later, because the sooner they're on the field, the better off that defense is, because I think we have enough depth at corner. The safety depth without them is in question. Would you agree with that, Ken, the Bear fan?
Yeah, that's a pretty good take right there.
All right. Thank you very much for watching, and we are out.